Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil and it's time for a new show. Last week we concluded season 1 of True Detective. Amazing TV, but time to mix it up now. Time for something different, time for something new instead of going back a decade or more for something else. Time for a little pop culture. It's time for Loki. The very first show I tried to react to on this channel was The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's how new this channel is. That's what motivated me to do this in the first place. A little backstory. During quarantine, I had just returned home from a around the world backpacking trip that was cut short by over a year. And I had a lot of time to just hang out in my apartment and not do much. And what I did was catch up on the MCU. I had seen most of the Marvel movies, but there were a couple that I had missed out on because of the trip. And I wanted to watch them all in order and fresh in my mind so that the story really flowed. And so I watched the 20 Marvel movies in chronological order, back to back to back, had a great time. And right after I finished watching them, out comes WandaVision, and I watched WandaVision, and it was so cool to see Marvel doing something really interesting and different with television, really exploring some characters that didn't necessarily get major storylines in the movies. So we learned a ton more about Wanda, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. The same thing. These were secondary characters in the movies, and we really got to learn a lot more about them in their dedicated TV show. And now here comes Loki. Like I said, I tried to react to Falcon and Winter Soldier. I hadn't yet learned some techniques. I filmed it the wrong way, and it was impossible to cut together a reaction that would clear copyright checks. So I gave it up after about 2 or 3 episodes where I tried over and over and over again, and it just didn't happen. I like to think I've learned a couple of things since then, so hopefully when I react to this show, it can go up no problem. The lawyers at Marvel are fine with what I'm doing, and we can all enjoy this. Now, I'm the firm believer that when it comes to superhero movies, the quality of the movie, the success, the memorability of the story, all comes down to one thing and one thing only, and that is the quality of the villain. I think villains are so essential to the success or failure of a superhero movie. The best Batmans have Joker as the bad guy. The reason Superman movies don't generally hit is because Superman villains are not memorable. The best Marvel villains make the best Marvel movies. Winter Soldier, Red Skull, Thanos, Killmonger, and Loki. These are the stories that are truly memorable. The ones where the villains are charismatic and sympathetic on some level, and compelling. And I think Marvel really hit on something with Loki when they introduced him. They got an amazing actor to portray him in Tom Hiddleston. The interplay between him and Thor is legendary. It's got so much comedy to it, so much sibling rivalry, and yet there are also moments of real emotion in that story as well. So Loki is just fun. Loki by nature is fun. Loki is a fun character. He is a trickster god. He is the epitome of the trickster. Just like the raven and the coyote in North American indigenous cultures, Loki is the same to the Norse culture. And Marvel's done such a good job of translating that to the superhero universe. So I'm just really excited to see where this goes. I have seen the trailer, and while it certainly doesn't give away a whole lot of plot, I do feel that it's got a bit of a Suicide Squad type sense to it. It makes me feel like some government agency has gotten their hands on Loki and they are forcing him to cooperate with their needs. And I don't really know much more than that. So I'm really excited to just jump right into this. This is episode 1 of Loki, and it is called Glorious Purpose. New York. Okay, so this looks like right after the first Avengers. Matthew Barry's star turn.
Good job. Meet me in the alley. I'm gonna grab a quick slice.
And he's gone with the Tesseract. That's the last we saw of him, I guess, isn't it?
Where's Loki? Loki?
That Matthew Barry comment was just for any of you who also happen to be fantasy football addicts like myself. Okay, Mongolia? Yeah. I see the yurts. At least he's close to some civilization of sorts. Oh, they can't. Oh. Okay.
On behalf of the Time Variance Authority, I hereby arrest you for crimes against the sacred timeline.
Are these time cops?
Last chance, Variant.
Variant? He's in the wrong timeline.
Get out of my way.
He doesn't have powers right now. Oh, that's fun.
You're now moving at 1/16th speed.
Reset the timeline.
Are these the good guys? Outside of time? Okay. They have the Tesseract. I hope they're good guys.
Your little job. How do you like that?
Okay. So they've got complete control of time in this place.
Log this as evidence.
The Time Variance Authority. Okay. This is fun.
Hang on just a minute.
Yeah, I think it's the jumpsuit that made me think Suicide Squad.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
What?
What?
This feels a bit like Terry Gilliam's Brazil. Literally everything he's ever said.
This.
I love the retro tech. And he's playing solitaire. Awesome.
Please confirm to your knowledge that you are not a fully robotic being. We're born an organic creature and do in fact possess what many cultures would call a soul.
Do a lot of people not know if they're robots?
Thank you for your confirmation. Please move through.
Do you know if you're a robot? How would you know?
What if I was a robot and I didn't know it?
I love that they're not answering anything just now.
Take a ticket.
What is this, a deli? No.
Oh, let's see what happens to this guy. What's his number? I watch too much Lost. I figure every number matters. Behave or get your clock cleaned.
Welcome to the Time Variance Authority. I'm Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes. Then the all-knowing timekeepers emerged, bringing peace by reorganizing the multiverse into a single timeline, the sacred timeline. Sometimes people like you veer off the path the timekeepers created. We call those variants. The timekeepers created the TVA and all its incredible workers.
I love all this exposition in comic form, cartoon form.
Just make sure you have your ticket and you'll be seen by the next available attendant.
Timekeepers. The sacred timeline.
Ask for one?
Sir.
I tried to ask that guy for a ticket.
Sir?
Good thing you got a ticket. I'm reminded of Indiana Jones, Last Crusade. No ticket.
Don't hesitate to let us know how we're doing.
All right, I'm fascinated. You need to definitely do a bunch of exposition when you're introducing a complicated storyline like this with Nexus events and various timelines. 1549 with time
The
cops.
Hunter and his Minutemen responded to a routine Nexus event. It appears that when they arrived, somebody got the jump on them.
Is this?
Yeah, stab wounds look consistent with the others.
It is.
That's the 6th attack in the last week.
That we know of.
It's Owen Wilson, but he looks a lot like Howard Stark.
Tu sais qui a fait ça?
They got stained glass of the devil. Fun. Kablooey.
Devil-bearing gifts.
Are you guilty or not guilty, sir?
Guilty of being the god of mischief, yes.
We're not here to talk about the Avengers.
Oh, no?
No. What they did was supposed to happen. You escaping was not.
According to whom?
The Timekeepers.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Hang on. Everyone quiet.
He's trying to use his powers, ma'am.
Don't rush me.
The court finds you guilty, and I sentence you to be reset.
You have no idea what I'm capable of! I think I might.
And who are you?
Big place. Where are we? I mean, I know we're in the time variance authority, but what is it? Where is it? Is it outside of time? I'm trying to figure out whether it's just the stream or whether it's intended, but it feels like the vehicles in that cityscape were kind of jolting forward, like something weird was happening with time.
I'm Agent Mobius, by the way.
You were created by the Timekeepers.
Yep.
To protect the sacred timeline.
Correct.
For the record, this really does feel like a killing me kind of a room.
Not big on trust, are you?
What do you want from me?
Well, let's start with a little cooperation. I specialize in the pursuit of dangerous variants, particularly dangerous variants. You're just a little pussycat.
What is this?
A sampling of your greatest hits, if I may. For someone born to rule, you sure do lose a lot. Might even say it's in your nature. Let's talk about your escapes. You're really good at doing awful things and then just getting away.
What can I say? I'm a mischievous scamp.
Bourbon and soda.
Thank you.
Oh, we are flashing back to the 70. What's the name of this guy?
I suppose we'll find out.
D.B. Cooper. Yeah, this is his.
Miss.
Yes, Mr. Cooper.
You might want to take a look at that note.
I
have a bomb.
am hijacking this plane.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor. Now you all parade about as if you're the divine arbiters of power in the universe.
We are.
You're not.
We are.
You're gonna start taking things seriously. If you hadn't picked up the Tesseract, you would have been taken to a cell on Asgard. You weren't born to be king, Loki. You were born to cause pain and suffering and death. All so that others can achieve their best versions of themselves.
What is this place?
Hell. It's his own special hell.
We have a situation.
I'm getting good stuff
We
in
just
there.
lost another unit.
Okay, Loki, I think we can finish up tomorrow and just pick it up.
Where'd he go?
Mischievous scamp.
Well, that's the evidence guy.
Prune on site.
No pruning, no resetting. You can still help us.
Croon.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish?
What else is in there?
Infinity Stones?
Are they really?
We actually got a lot of those. Yeah, some of the guys use them as paperweights.
What is he seeing that's making him think?
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
What happened to him in there? What did he see or think? What's he gonna play? Yeah. Mother.
I love you, my sons.
Maybe you're not so bad after all, brother.
Yeah.
I can't go back, can I? Back to my timeline. I don't enjoy hurting people. It's the cruel, elaborate trick conjured by the weak to inspire fear.
You do know yourself. Listen, I can't offer you salvation, but maybe I can offer you something better. Fugitive variant's been killing our Minutemen.
And you need the god of mischief to help you stop them.
That's right.
Why me?
The variant we're hunting is you.
Oh, there's a bad Loki as well? In 1858?
Time signature is early 3rd millennium. Definitely anachronistic.
Think some jackass found himself a time machine, came back here to get rich.
Someone's out there.
What? Huh. Presumably this is bad Loki. Presumably. Always have to sit through the credits with Marvel. Still sitting through the credits just in case. No, now we're back to straight credit crawl. I feel like I gotta sit through it though. The fact that it's not moving on to the next episode yet tells me I need to keep watching. Well, now we're done. I think. Still gonna check it all out. Alright, very cool. Very cool. Not surprising that it was an episode like that. This was very much an expository episode, and it's all about setup. We have to introduce all these concepts of time travel, of the holy timeline that must be preserved, about reminding the audience about what's happened, because so much has happened. Time travel's already been a part of the Marvel Universe, and you kind of have to refresh everybody's memory about exactly what happened, because yes, Loki died at the start of Infinity War when Thanos attacked the ship with Thor on it as they were returning to Earth. Yeah, Loki sacrificed himself there. But then in Endgame, when the Avengers went back in time to collect all the Infinity Stones, that's when this Loki escaped the timeline by grabbing the Tesseract. So yeah, we needed to be reminded of all of that. And now Tom Hiddleston is going to be playing the protagonist, the hero, the anti-hero that Loki is, because he's not a true hero. He's always had selfish means and ends, and yet he'll be presumably playing the bad guy too. We've just found out that the bad guy is another variant of Loki who is killing agents of the TVA throughout history. So very interesting to see where this is going to go. One of the things you sort of have to realize with each of these Marvel TV projects is they have a purpose, and it's not just entertainment, it's not just story, it's to develop a character, to take them to the next level, to set up something for the future. Like these TV series, they are set up. WandaVision was all about turning Wanda Maximoff into the Scarlet Witch. The whole series was about her coming to terms with the death of Vision and becoming Scarlet Witch at the very end. So when we see her next, she will properly be Scarlet Witch. Same with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was all about who's going to inherit the mantle of Captain America. Aside from touching on all sorts of concepts of race and what it means to be American and all of these sorts of things, it was at its core about deciding who's going to be the next Captain America, also introducing other characters which will be popping up in the future. You can bet on it. What's the end game of Loki, the show? Where are we going with this? What is going to be standing at the end of the TV show that's going to be important to the movies that follow in the coming years? And it's very interesting thinking in those terms, because the thing that Marvel has done so well is they've integrated so much of their universe. There's one massive through line that everything else is built on and supports, and they've had the commitment to that through line ever since Iron Man came out in 2008. They saw the future, the potential future, and they went for it, and they've stuck to it ever since. And obviously that through line continues to evolve. That first 20 movies was all building to Endgame, and now we have to figure out where we're going next. And I'm sure, I guarantee you, they've got a plan. It may not be fully fleshed out yet, but they are laying the foundation for it with these TV shows, with the movies that are coming out in the coming months. Black Widow just came out. Shang-Chi, The Eternals. These movies are important to the long game for Marvel, not just in an economic sense, but in a story sense. This is all part of the plan. So it's very cool to watch a show like Loki that we've just started and figure out what that plan might be. It feels like Loki can't survive. Like the true timeline should be him dying at the hands of Thanos. But who knows? I mean, this is science fiction. This is fantasy. This is time travel. Anything can happen. So it'll be very interesting to see where this goes. And is the variant our guy, or is it, it's going to be so hard to talk about without losing our minds. Our hero, Loki, that we've been following all episode, is theoretically different from the variant Loki that he's just been persuaded to pursue. But what if they are one and the same variant, just at different points in the timeline, or who knows what? Really, it's all just conjecture at this point. But I'm loving the feel of the show so far. They had to get a lot of information out in the episode, but they had so much fun with it. The design aesthetic of the show is fascinating. It's sort of this 50s, 60s retro tech. It reminds me of Fallout and Pit Boys. It reminds me of, like I said, Terry Gilliam's Brazil. It's it's got a bit of a Max Headroom vibe to it. It's these old school monitors and keyboards and stuff that looks at home on the original Star Trek, and yet very modern purpose. Hologram projectors and time control and all of these sorts of things. So it's got a really unique vibe to it. I've always been a big fan of Owen Wilson, so it's great to see him in this. Definitely giving off some Silver Fox vibes. Tony Stark's dad, maybe even a little Alex Trebek, Anyway, it's just got a really cool feel to it. I'm interested to see where it goes. I know it's only 6 episodes, I believe, so it's going to be a short series to follow, but it may be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for following along with me. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider leaving a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my reactions. And until next week, guys, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.